Of course, you can join us on X Spaces, on YouTube, on Facebook. Right here, this is JoyNews, independent, fearless, and credible. And that was put to the test today. The multimedia group has condemned the assault on JoyNews journalists by military men during a live coverage of a demolition exercise on the Spinters Road. The armed military officers obstructed JoyNews' Carlos Caloni from covering the exercise and physically assaulted a civilian who was speaking to the journalists at the scene. Mr. Caloni was taken into custody by operatives from the National Security Bureau and his mobile phone and others confiscated. The exact circumstances surrounding the incident remain unclear. It is still unknown what triggered the confrontation, but the development has raised fresh concerns over the safety of journalists in line of duty, especially here in Ghana. Now, this is what ensued this morning.
What's happening? What's happening?
Before I see, they bring soldier people for here.
Around what time?
Around 6:20.
That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman. Yes.
What are you doing here?
He's an eyewitness.
What are you?
Oh! What's happening? What's happening? They are pressmen. No, but the way he handled the machine can have an impact on it. We are here to report on what is happening. Yes, we are media men. Yes. We understand you are doing your work, but you cannot stop us from doing our work. Yes, respectfully. Yes. Okay. The media, we have to report what we are seeing. Respectfully.
You can report it.
Okay.
Look at you should know why
The guy took the microphone. You see, my microphone is down. Yeah. Go there. Wait, stand up and go there.
Let me see.
He was just telling us.
He was having the microphone.
Yeah, that's all. Okay. Stand up and go there. So who is your leader?
You approach the people ahead.
I'm coming. I hope the machine is gone. Let me see your boss. Take me to your boss.
Is the video that he said he's
go to them there. They are ahead of us. So who is in charge?
You want to go there, you have to show you. Okay.
I said we should come with the camera.
Was telling me that we wanted to hide. I wanted to go and hide somewhere before they come back. Now the guy came. I did not listen to myself. If not, by now, like I'm hiding, having everything.
No, but we are.
No, they are going on there.
No.
There are some.
For now, we can't do any interview.
We can't do anything. We can't do anything. Charlie, hold the mic. Hey, where's the other microphone? I say no like my mother. You want me to beat me, eh? you want me to beat me?
Bring that phone. That phone is still giving you. Sorry. Oh, no. I'm sorry, we're using the phone.
No, other one. No. It's not recording. I'm just making a call.
They not be camera with this. Not be camera with this.
Now.
They not be camera with this. I tell you, just press the phone.
I was talking to my producer.
You are trying to be smartness, but I'm yes, sir. I'll slap you. Oh, don't slap him. This one be carrying video. I've slapped. This one not be carrying video. Go and join it. Go and join the car. Not be carrying video.
Let's go.
Go and join the car.
Where's the phone? I spoke to you.
Don't free yourself. Don't free yourself. Please.
I was talking to my producer.
I know the time you started it.
You see, I said I want to speak to your man. I was talking to my producer. And now,
Please. What about this video? What about this video? Have you saw it? Don't try to be smartness. Come on, boy, don't know.
I am not part of this. I'm just a journalist to report on this matter.
Before I see, they bring soldier people for here. Around 6:20.
That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman. Yes.
What are you doing here?
He's an eyewitness.
What are you?
Oh.
Before I see, they bring soldier people for here.
Around what time?
Around 6:20.
That was on when?
Is it Thursday or some? It was Tuesday.
I'm a pressman. Yes.
What are you doing here?
He's an eyewitness.
What are you?
Right, so this is what happened this morning. This property, we are told, is sited on the Spinters Road, and it went through some kind of demolition. The demolition didn't start today. They've been on it for some time now, and so my colleague was assigned to cover the demolition exercise, and what you saw is what ensued this morning. Later, all of them were taken to the office of the National Security, Blue Gate. Carlos Caloni, who was at the scene and subjected to some kind of physical attacks, joins me in the studio. So, Carlos, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And are you okay?
I'm largely okay.
So,
Traumatized.
if you can walk us through what happened when you got to the Spinters Road and what we saw on the television.
So we got there around, let me say, 7:38 thereabouts. So when we got there, there was no activity at all. So the frontage of the warehouse had been already pulled down, and we gave the update on TV. And few moments later, we saw a low bed brought in an excavator. Then we realized something was going to happen. So we perched there for some time, and few minutes later, the excavator started demolition. You know, the entire building was not demolished. It was just the frontage that had been demolished. So this new operator started, you know, demolishing the main structure itself. And so we gave the update also on television and tried to speak to the operator, but were not successful. Few minutes later, the owners of the property, the McDan Group, arrived. The CEO of the McDan Group, Kweku Amprofi, led a few people. They were about 4. They came there and then they went to ask the operator whether he had any license or any document showing that he had the power to actually pull down the building. He said no, he had no document. So they stopped him. They asked him to stop, and he actually stopped and brought the machine outside, parked there. And so they asked him to produce the person that asked him to come do the demolition. He could not. So they told him they were going to take him to the police So he would now bring the person that ordered him to carry out the demolition exercise. So that happened within like 10-15 minutes. We were there. And then I had this eyewitness who had witnessed what happened Monday night to tell us, what happened that Monday. So we fixed our cameras, started rolling.
So at the time, the military had not come?
No. At the time, from the time we got there, up to the point you saw the military man,
because I saw you on the AM show, yes, reporting live from the scene. At that time, it was only you.
Yeah.
And then on decks, that's where we saw you speak to this eyewitness, and then the intervention came in. Yeah. So from the time you were there around 8 on the AM show up until the time after 10 a.m., there was no military presence.
No military presence, no police, nothing. So the time you saw the military man attack the eyewitness was when they actually arrived. So we had no interaction with them prior to that interview. We were just rolling our interview. The only people who came before the military were the officers from McDan Group. So the gentleman started speaking to us. Less than a minute, we heard sirens, and the military men with guns, jumped off and came straight to us. And you saw what happened in the video. They started beating the...
But the claim is that, and from what we pick him, the national security operatives came in because they had information that some workers of Madam were in the process of stopping the demolition exercise.
Yes, so the McDan Group, like I said, the CEO came in with 3 others, and they went to the operator of the excavator and asked. They wanted to see if you have any order from a court that mandates you to pull down the structure. And the operator said no. Then they asked, who sent you then? He could not even mention the name of the person that sent him to come do the demolition. He said he was picked up from a Ashaiman roundabout and brought here to the
the operator of the excavator.
Yes, he was brought in from Ashaiman to come carry out the demolition exercise, and he could not even mention the name of the person that contracted him to come do that. Then the CEO said, well, if you cannot produce the person that asked you to pull down the structure, then stop until you produce that person. Otherwise, we're going to bring in the police, we'll hold you, and for you to produce that person, then we find out from the person why you've asked this guy to pull down the structure. So at that point, we had no police, no military person. So that was when we got the eyewitness to now tell us the event of Monday. And he started less than a minute into the conversation. That was when the military people arrived. They arrived from both sides. If you know the stretch from the Action Chapel, from the Accra side, and also from the Flower Pot side. So they came from both ends. So there was no way anybody could have, escaped them, because if you went this way, you still will meet them. The other way, same. And those that came from the Flower Pot area actually attacked the eyewitness that was giving us an account of what had happened on Monday. And when they arrived, you saw in the video, I told them, I am a pressman.
Right.
So, and I raised my microphone for them to see that indeed we're not there doing something of McDan. We're from a reputable media organization, JoyNews for that matter. And they saw it clearly that these actually are journalists. But of course, they went ahead to, assault us and all that.
And the guy, the eyewitness we spoke to, he was assaulted. And that's the eyewitness we have on the screens right now. And this is what transpired exactly what Carlos is talking about. And as you see, the military officer assaulting this eyewitness, or the person that Carlos was speaking to. And the conversation was about getting to understand what had gone on.
Exactly. So he was giving us the account of what had happened on Monday. Because the Monday demolition happened under the cover of darkness. And this is one guy that lives around. So he was going to paint a picture, tell us exactly what happened on Monday.
And I'm finding it difficult to understand the reason why he was assaulted.
Yes, it's still not clear to us. So they said we could not film.
At the place?
At the place.
Is the place a designated security zone?
No, it's not a security zone. It's an open place.
Is it a private property or property belonging to the state?
No, it's not a property belonging to the state. For that, I cannot say, but it's a place that construction is ongoing. The building obviously has been pulled down. It's just by the road. the main road that leads to the Accra Mall area, and no signage there telling you that this is a security zone and you cannot film. And so we were not the only media people there. There were other journalists also who actually took to their heels, you know, but because we were the first people they encountered, we could not escape. Others managed to escape.
But personally, you as a reporter, did you suffer any assault?
Of course. In the process, first of all...
Because I heard somebody said, I will give you a slap. I don't know whether that particular comment was directed at you.
Yes, it was directed at me. In fact, I was punched
They accuse you of
from
filming
the back.
without their knowledge.
Yes. And by then, the CEO of McDan Group and his 3 others were asked to kneel. So they were kneeling at gunpoint. And we tried to capture that moment. We could not. And so we left it. So they thought that we had captured that moment when McDan, the CEO, was kneeling with his 3 others. By then, this eyewitness was also somewhere being beaten by other military people. Now, my cameraman did a very good work. Prior to where you saw that they were going to slap me, there was an officer behind him with a gun, preventing him from filming. So he was there, motionless, couldn't do anything. So if you saw the video that rolled earlier,
it was basically like on the ground.
Yes, the camera was actually on the floor, you know. So it was when he had some space and took the camera. That was when he was able to film what we are seeing now. So they thought that I was filming when I received a call from a producer to find out whether we're ready to go on air. So I had 2 phones. One, I was using my left hand to listen to communicate, and one was on my right. So then they thought with the right phone, I was filming. That was when they rushed. And if you listen to the conversation,
exactly,
they said I was filming.
It was at that point that the man said he was going to give you a slap.
Yes, and by the time I heard that, I had a punch from behind, heavy one, and I tried turning.
Did you see the person who
assaulted you? I saw his face when I went back to
civilian or military officer.
Military officer in military, but of course many of them were masked,
so you couldn't see.
But for him,
you saw his face.
I saw his face.
You can identify him anytime.
Yes, at close range, he was just behind me. So when he gave me the second punch, I could not see. And it took me a few minutes to, regain myself. By then, my phones were taken. And the reason they did that was that McDan and his people were kneeling. So they didn't want us to take any picture of that moment. And so they told me then I am now a suspect. And they took myself and the eyewitness that was talking to us, together with the CEO and 3 others, in different vehicles and whisked us to the National Security Head Office.
And on what grounds were you described as a suspect? Did they tell you the reason why they were arresting you?
Nothing. The only reason they gave was that I was filming secretly.
Okay. That's the reason why they took you to the office of the National Security.
That was what they said. I mean, when the altercation was going on. But when I got to the National Security Head Office, nothing like that was mentioned to me.
And what did they tell you when you got to the office?
Nothing. So they asked me what happened, and I told them my side of the story. And I met one Superintendent Suleimana at the National Security Head Office, and he listened to me. And he said, well, I should put some statements down. I declined because I was already traumatized, and told him we'll do the proper thing at the jurisdiction where the incident happened, which is the airport police station. Yeah.
And have you done that? Have you gone to formally report this matter to the police?
Of course, I have. I have formally gone to make that report. They've given me a medical form. I'm just returning from the hospital, and some x-rays are being taken, and from here, to go back to the hospital for them to look at my...
What about your driver and the camera person during the melee?
Right, so when this happened, I was taken. They were still at the scene. So by the time I returned, they had left. Okay, and the driver also had his phone with me, because at the point I was using his phone to communicate back to the producer. So his phone was with me, so it was difficult getting through to the driver also. We had a lot of challenge with regards to that.
All right.
Yeah.
So now, what are they saying? That do they need you back to assist in whatever investigation, if they are investigating anything at all?
Well, the police initially at the airport told me I would have to come back to go and help them look at the person who actually assaulted me to get that person arrested. And I told them that this is on tape, and the fact that they took me to the National Security Head Office or headquarters shows that we can really trace those people that were dispatched to the McDan's facility, and they should line them up. We'll be able to identify those that actually assaulted us. And of course, in the video you saw, the military officer that first attacked the eyewitness, I think he had some mask on. Right. Yes, we can still identify that person.
And that, because all of you were taken to the Office of the National Security together with the officials of McDan, I'm wondering whether you are aware of what happened to them.
I am not aware, but the initial conversation I had was that they were being charged for interfering in lawful demolition. But, you know, when we spoke to the CEO, he said they were yet to see any official document from those carrying out the demolition. But that was what I heard, and that was it. So I don't know whether they are still being kept there now or not. I was released. They gave me a pickup with 3 military personnel.
Back to the scene?
They drove me back to the scene.
To pick your vehicle?
Yeah, to pick my vehicle. And when I even got to the scene, I had my driver, you know, the multimedia driver's phone with me. And so they demanded to check the visuals on his phone. And I had to call because it was password locked.
Right.
Okay, so I had to call him to mention the password.
Before you could open the phone?
Yes, and then we opened it in the presence of about 7 military people with guns. And we opened it, they looked through, there were no videos, and they said I was safe. At the head office, the military head office, National Security, same happened. They went through my phones.
They didn't find any recording?
Any recording, yes, of such. So they really didn't want me to capture the moment where the CEO was kneeling, which was, I don't know, a bit demeaning because guns were pointed, you know, at him and his people.
All right, Carlos, we'll leave it here for that. That is your version. Well, the multimedia group has also condemned the incident. On your screen now is official statement that the company, you know, released after that particular incident. And let me just go over. The two were reporting live, as we heard Carlos say, from the scene when operatives believed to be from National Security and dressed in military uniform attacked them without provocation. Carlos was interviewing an eyewitness when officers pounced on the civilian, beating him and slapping him for speaking to the media. Now, Carlos was himself struck twice in the neck with a clenched fist by one of the officers. The statement again goes on to say that in a shocking escalation, the operatives pushed over the mounted camera, causing significant damage, seized Carlos' phones, and forced both him and his cameraman into a vehicle. They were driven to the National Security installation at Blue Gate, where they were detained. Their release came shortly after the personal intervention of the Minister for Interior, Alhaji Mohammed Muntaka Mubarak. Carlos' personal microphone was also damaged in the assault and is currently, as you heard him say, receiving medical attention. The entire episode was broadcast live. The footage we were able to capture during the skirmishes. Now, JoyNews condemns this act in the strongest terms. This is not only attack, according to the statement, on 2 of our journalists, but also a blatant affront to media freedom, the right to information, and the constitutional guarantee of free expression in Ghana. And the station is demanding an immediate and transparent investigation by state authorities, sanctions against the operatives involved, and it ends by saying that journalists must be allowed to work freely and safely. And the statement says, multimedia will not relent in our duty to inform the Ghanaian people.